N1MD podcast. Your host, Kevin Hurd, and of course, the Brian Sherrard. Man, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. Nothing much, man. You know, I've just been just enjoying this weekend. You know what I mean? I'm trying really just enjoy this weekend, man. And it's been good, man. I had a good day yesterday.
Okay.
Watched a lot of football yesterday. Busted out the paintbrushes yesterday.
What? You got new inspiration?
Yeah. Got on the bike a little bit yesterday. You know what I'm
There you
saying?
go.
So you know, it's man, it's been a cool weekend, man. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just trying to enjoy it as best I can. Well, how about you, man?
Yeah, I did none of those things you just mentioned. I did not watch one football game. I did not get on my bike yesterday. I'll be getting on my bike today. It was really hot yesterday.
Yeah, man. Good.
I was like, you know what? I'm good. And I definitely didn't break out any paintbrushes. So, so there's that. But thank you everybody for tuning in. StreamYard, of course, we're on YouTube. Subscribe and give us a like. We appreciate it. Of course, leave the comments. And of course, we're on the Facebook, IG, and the Twitter. A lot of tweets going out this week. Interacting with some wrestlers, some AEW wrestlers and stuff going on, responding back to N1MD podcast. So just join the fun, get on Twitter, and we're at N1MD podcast. And of course, you can follow us on StreamYard here. You can follow us on iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and Spreaker apps. Wherever you find podcasts, you will find N1MD podcast. So we got going on today, man, besides the fact I couldn't say it's acceptable.
That was good though. That was seamless right there.
Yeah, well, it should be because it's a word, and I should be able to pronounce it correctly. Oh my God, I could not get that out early. That was terrible. So let me ask you. Let's start off with this preseason football that you were watching.
Oh, okay. You want to start off there? That's it.
Yeah, I want to start off there. So a lot of annoying things occur when I'm living here in Maryland. One of them is the fan base keeping track of a preseason winning streak.
This is great because I have a question for you.
Yes.
Just about this very topic. Does the Ravens preseason winning streak mean anything?
No. It's annoying.
Wait, Hurt. Wait a minute. Are you serious? Yo, the Ravens have won 18 consecutive preseason games. You don't think there's any significance to that at all?
No.
So did the Ravens break a record or something last night?
How would I know? Because I don't keep track of preseason games.
But you don't.
Nor should anyone.
Hold on. You said I've been telling me that an 18-game preseason winning streak, there's no accomplishment to that? Like there's nothing to that? It means absolutely nothing?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so we agree.
I was flabbergasted when we got a text from our friend Dan talking about they heard on the radio that you guys are defending your, I thought it was 18, now it's 18, but your 17-game preseason streak. I was like, what? So of course I had flashbacks, and you know what I had flashbacks.
Yes, I know where this is going.
I had this. It just start going back in time, and I'm like, who cares? Now again, I love the fact that fans here are passionate about their football team. I have no issues with the passion. That's great. That's what makes the fans here, the city here. That's why it's when you come into the big ATM, it's hard to pull out a W because the fans here are Ravens fans. You know what I mean? Like they love their team. And being in a city, even though that's not my team, it's not my favorite color, but you just get into the fact that people support their team, and I would rather be at a place that supports their team than a place that's like we don't care. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, oh, there's a game on. All right. That's just I wouldn't like that. So the fact is everybody's jacked, which is great. But there's jacked, then there's overjacked. And a lot of the fans to me are overjacked. Again, I really was going down my timeline yesterday, and the way that people were commenting, I really thought it was a regular season game.
So what? All right. So, I mean, what were some of the things you were seeing on your timeline? Like, what were people saying?
It was just people into the game. I mean, like they were really like third quarter. Like, no, we need a first down. Why didn't he throw there? Oh, that's a bad play. We can't allow this guy to score. I mean, it was like,
so I don't understand. Why was that annoying you?
It's a preseason game.
Okay.
I don't even know who your third string quarterback is, who I'm sure was in the game. Well, we'll talk about the game. You watched the game, I assume, right?
Right.
Yeah. Right. So, I don't know who your third string guy is, but if you're still watching it at that point, you know what? Kudos to you, because I put it this way: Washington game was Friday, right? Thursday against the Patriots. I can tell you how many minutes of that game I watched, and the show has been on longer than that. The only thing I feel like preseason games are good for, to be honest, to me, is that third preseason game where the starters play the most, and seeing who you may want to pick in fantasy team. And I know for you, it's like what rookies may make it, which is fine. I have no issues. I really have no issues with that. I totally understand that part. It's just I was really looking at my timeline, like people were like, "Yeah, let's go," and first down. I'm like, it's fourth quarter. Do you even know who's playing?
Okay. So yeah, there's a couple reasons for that. A, like you said, because I guess a lot of people were invested in this winning streak, which I kind of just want the streak to be over so we can stop talking about it, because it means absolutely nothing. But also you said you want to know who our third string quarterback is. This is actually a big deal. So of course we have Lamar Jackson as our number one starter. We don't know who the second. We don't know who the second backup. Who the backup is going to be. It's between two people. It's either going to be Trace McSorley or it's going to be Tyler Huntley. But they're kind of like on equal footing right now. So they're trying to gauge who's going to be his backup, because honestly, they don't know. They don't know. So the reason why some people really invested, because they want to know, is Tyler the guy or is Trace the guy? So I can defend them there. Having an 18 games winning streak, I guess it's cool. It's cool and everything, but at the end of the day, it means absolutely nothing. Now I will say this: Harbaugh does take these games seriously in the sense that he wants to win them. He treats every game like it's, he wants to win every game. And I think he does this because he wants to see what these young guys can do. He wants, like to the average fan, it's not going to mean as much, or like for someone like me, like this game means nothing. I mean, it's preseason, but no, to these coaches, they want to see how these players perform. They want to see how they want to build this culture of winning even within the preseason, especially for these young players. They want to instill in them, no, losing losing is not successful. I mean, acceptable. So oh, you didn't catch my little. I did.
It took me a second, like he did it on purpose.
No, but no. So I get the coaches; they want to instill that in the players. But at the end of the day, it doesn't mean anything.
No, again, I could care. These games mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
But again, I'm glad. Like I said, I'm glad that people care about it. And I mean, I always like Trace McSorley anyway.
Yeah.
From Penn State. So I hope he wins the job, because I think he's just a cool kid.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah, I just was kind of surprised at the just amount of people who were just following every play, and then like for the whole game. And I was like, yeah, we got to win. And I was just like, what? When I know for me, I'm total opposite. Like I said, I turned to it because it was on. I'm like, oh, let me see what they're doing. It's like, oh, okay, he sacked Cam. That's great. All right, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
cool. No, I don't care about no highlights, and I'll figure it out because I don't have any rooting interest. I just want the best team, and the coaches will decide that, and we'll see. But again, I feel like that third game where the starters are in there for like a half usually is the game where I'm like, okay, let's see how.
See, that's the game I care the least the most. I don't. That's the game where I'm like, get these dudes out of here. Like I don't even want to. As a matter of fact, I don't want to. I don't even want to see like Lamar Jackson better not even touch the field.
Yeah, I totally get that too because you don't want them out there.
Yeah.
I don't. They should be like they usually do, 3 plays and out.
Yeah, I don't even want to see that.
Yeah,
especially after this game I watched last night, where our offensive line, good Lord, dude, they better not put Lamar on that field because this offensive line is really bad. We have 4 out of 5 starters either hurt or not playing right now. And Trace was running for his life. He had no time to throw. I mean, it was bad. It was really bad.
Who'd y'all play?
We played New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
So we got a chance to see Taysom Hill actually play quarterback. And your boy, former FSU champion, Jameis Winston. Man, I don't know who they're going to put at quarterback, man. Because both of them sucked last night.
Probably they're going to tell Brew Jesus have one more season. I mean, like I said, it's like, but that's the whole thing. I take nothing from this game.
Yeah.
Like if everybody progresses as the season goes along, we got to see it. So.
Yeah. Taysom sucked though. I mean,
he's not a quarterback. Like I mean, he was.
The quarterback. Yeah, but you're right. That dude ain't no quarterback, yo. He had a couple nice plays, but they turned over the ball 5 times. I think we had like 4 interceptions or something crazy like that last night. It was crazy. Jameis, typical throwing interceptions. But Jameis's performance, though, he was playing. I mean, he was playing with the second teamers. I guess they wanted to give. So I want to see how Jameis. And really, nobody even really played their starters last night. So I mean, you can't really tell.
Right, no Michael Thomas and all those other people out there. So. Yeah. And then if he's out there, that means Taysom Hill wasn't out there receiving for him either. So
yeah,
there you go. But these games they definitely serve a purpose. I'm not saying that they don't.
Yeah.
But I could care less about watching.
Man. So. Well, I know, Hurt, you don't really pay a lot of attention to preseason football, and I know you're wondering, why the fans are jacked up. But there were fans in 5 cities that were really jacked up. New England, Chicago, San Fran. Well, I should say 6, because I'll even add Green Bay. Who else? New York and Jacksonville. So we had the 5 first-round QBs perform over the weekend. And I want to know from you, which of the 2021 first round QBs impressed you the most, Hurt?
Well, as you know, since I didn't watch none of these games, I had to rely specifically on highlights.
Okay.
So from the highlights, I think Wilson did well to Jets. I think he had a good outing, the BYU quarterback. Fields had a good. He had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, one run. I actually watched that game,
and I for some reason I have confidence in him in Chicago. For some reason, Trevor struggled for Jacksonville, which it's Jacksonville. He's going to struggle.
I watched that game too. He just looked like a guy in that game. Like I mean, I know it's just preseason. It's just preseason, and I don't
live action he's ever had.
Right.
We're like, wow, these guys are fast. Yeah.
That's exactly. That's it. At one point, I think that's exactly what he said.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's like, this guy didn't go to Alabama, but he's fast. Like, these are professionals. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he was used to beating up on Florida State for so long that he's not used to seeing these actual professionals getting paid to fly around the field.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, but did he start?
Yeah, he started.
So he started. So usually the starters, like like Washington had Chase in there for the first couple of series. So usually the first series, both teams will play their first stringers.
Right.
Yeah. So even if it's like
and he started and he had a good amount of playing time in the first half too. Like it wasn't just like a couple series. Like he had a good amount of time.
Yeah. So I know he did well. I'm not really sure about everybody else. You gotta fill me in on that. I definitely know about those three.
Okay, so Mac Jones.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Because he faced us.
Yeah.
But again, I didn't really watch it.
Okay.
I know when he came in, they were excited.
Yeah.
I mean, they were really hyped to see him come in there. He was up and down.
Yeah.
He was up and down.
Who else? Oh, Zach Wilson.
Yep.
Zach Wilson looked good. He looked really composed. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. I was like, I did see his highlights. He looked more mature, but again, it's a preseason game. But he, just getting out there with some real action. And you got to think too. A lot of these kids coming out here, they're probably jazzed up too. Like, and fans are back, so that's a whole big thing too.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, all these kids played games last year with no fans.
Yeah.
And then it's coming back, and now you have fans and then expectations, and your first time, and the cameras, the lights. So yeah, it's a big deal for them.
Yeah.
But all of them, I think Justin Fields looked the most relaxed. I think he came in with the second stringers, I believe.
Yeah. Andy Dalton came in. Andy Dalton played maybe 2 or 3 series because the first, the offense really wasn't doing too much. Justin Fields, when he first started, he was shaky. But what happened was they got the ball back with like maybe 45 seconds or like a minute right before halftime, and he drove them downfield. They got a field goal. And I think that kind of loosened him up a little bit because when he came out in the second half, he was money. Ran in for a nice 20-yard touchdown and threw a nice touchdown to a wide open, I think it was a tight end. So yeah, he looks good. He was the one I was impressed with the most. Trey Lance, I didn't see his game, but he threw a nice 80-yard touchdown.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yep.
Yeah. So that was nice. But yeah, man, these QBs, man, honestly, Trevor Lawrence looked the worst out of all of them to me. And I meant to see Green Bay because I wanted to see how that quarterback was going to do. Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Any word on how he did yesterday?
He doesn't exist to me, so no, I have no idea how he did.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I don't even like saying his name.
Yeah, man. But no, I love preseason, man. I like seeing the draft picks play. I love it. I won't say all, but the Ravens rookies, they performed well. The ones that played, the ones that didn't have injuries.
I know. Yeah, I would say. I know your wide receiver is hurt, right?
Yeah, he had groin surgery, or he had surgery. He'll be back in September.
Okay.
Which is fine.
Yeah, Jordan Love was 12 of 17, 122 and a touchdown.
Oh, okay. All right, that doesn't sound bad. I'll have to check out those highlights. But yeah,
Trey Lance was 5 of 14 for 128 and a touchdown.
And 80 of that was on that one touchdown. He was 5 of 14 though.
Yep. Nathan Peterman was 29 of 39.
What if you were to say, hey, Brian, I'll give you $1 million if you can tell me what team Nate Peterman's on? He's not still on the Raiders, is he?
Yes, he is.
Oh, okay.
Yes, wow. He is. I'm just shocked he's still in the league, to be honest. But yeah, he's still there.
Okay.
Let me see who else. He's a rookie, isn't he? But I'm okay about him. Yeah, Josh, Drew Lock. No idea who that is.
Drew Lock played well yesterday. I think he had a couple touchdowns. Denver, I think they won like 23 or 33 to 6.
Joe Flacco played well the other day in his backup role. He still looks weird in anything other than purple.
I know, and he was wearing the number 7. It just didn't like.
That's like Ron Jaworski's number or something.
Michael Vick's number in Philly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Ron Jaworski's Michael Vick's does not belong to him. But
no, but he was beating up on Steelers like the old days, man. Throwing the 79 yard, 17,
178 and a touchdown.
Yeah.
So, but he plays for a team I hate, so therefore,
yeah. The problem with Joe Flacco, is when you watch him, it looks like he's moving in slow motion, man.
Yeah, well, because he usually did. But it's so weird, though. It's seeing his whole career here, I really felt like this was a dude who could never be like a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's still weird for me to still see him as a guy who's just holding a clipboard.
Yeah.
I was like, almost, which is weird because a lot of this happens to a lot of other quarterbacks who are in the league who hold on, but for him, because he had the highest of highs.
Yeah.
It just seems, I'm like, are you hanging out? And he doesn't talk. So it's so weird because I really feel like, are you hanging on to hang on, or is it just for the love of the game? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why.
But I would like I don't know, I would like him to talk and say that. Like, I just love playing football. It's like, oh, you talk, and you like, okay, good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, it just looks weird being a backup to somebody.
So there was a stat they said in that game, which surprised me. They were going over his career accomplishments, one of which is he has like 40-some thousand passing yards, what they said is 19th all-time in the NFL. And that shocked me. Joe Flacco is 19th all-time in the NFL in passing yards. He's a top 20 QB all-time in passing yards. Joe Flacco. That shocked me.
Yeah, I mean,
does that sound right to you?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, all those like screens to Ray Rice. I mean,
oh, stop.
I mean, when he played, when you guys had him, and the dude could throw a deep ball.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I mean, the dude could throw a deep ball, and he helped. I mean, he won a Super Bowl, but he helped that team. He couldn't move the ball down the field. So, but because I never really watched him or cared, I never really know his stats. I didn't know if he was like 20 of 32 for 350 a lot of games. I can't tell you that. You know what I mean? But one thing I do know is that he was usually healthy, right?
Yeah.
And he didn't miss a lot of games.
No.
So all those stats, if you actually play, and you finish your regular season and you're not hurt all the time, you can accumulate those stats, but you don't really even pay attention to them. And I feel like he's like everything for him is under the radar.
Yeah, but if I told you, hey, Hurt, Joe Flacco's a top 20 QB in passing yards all time, that wouldn't surprise you?
I would be shocked, but I'm not shocked by it, but I would be like, nah, wait. If you just like you tell me on the show, I'm like, I can kind of, because nothing surprises me anymore.
I still don't believe it. Like I gotta look this up myself because I'm shocked. I mean,
he's definitely 19th. He's definitely 19th. But I mean,
Joe Flacco is a top 20 QB all time in passing yards.
I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick is a top 30. Put it like this: Jim Kelly's 28th.
What? All right, can we move on?
Jim Kelly is 28.
All right, I can't do this no more.
Matt Ryan, how about this?
He's top 30 or top 20. I mean, no. Matt Ryan is probably what, in the top 10?
Top 10. He's number 9.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, after his first game, will be in the top 10. He'll pass John Elway.
Let's see. You got Drew Brees. You got Tom Brady. You got Peyton Manning. Where's Johnny Unitas? I'm just curious.
22nd. Well, I mean, Dave Craig is a top 25 quarterback. Dave Craig.
Where's Dan Marino?
Top
10. I'm just curious where.
6.
Okay.
6. But Roethlisberger is going to pass him this year. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but how about, you know who number 8 is?
No.
Eli Manning.
Oh, gosh. But that makes sense to me, though.
Does it? Number 8, though?
Oh wait, no. Yeah, I wouldn't have. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought.
I
Eli
would not have thought. Yeah, I would not have thought in my mind that Eli's number 8.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought he was top 10. Yeah, you're right.
Like that's like Eli. So if Eli could be 8, Flacco can be 19. Yes, I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, but good for them. I mean, Russell Wilson's 35, so he's getting up there. And this year he'll pass Tony Romo, Steve DeBerg, Jim Hart, and Jim Everett, and he'll get in the top 30. So good for Russell.
Wow.
Cam is 46. Kirk Cousins is 60th.
Joe Flacco.
Ryan Tannehill 67. Derek Carr 69.
Joe Flacco.
And Jameis is 112.
Do those yards include the ones by the other team?
Oh, he would be at least in the top 100. I mean, he'd at least be like 80, 88. He'd be ahead of Andrew Luck if that counted.
Good gracious.
Yeah. So,
all right, man. I don't know how we got on Joe Flacco, but
I mean, because he's that kind of guy. That's the kind you can kind of cover and talk. A lot of sports about. So, all right, let's move on.
All right, man. So, real quick, last week we forgot to talk about this, but there was a major contract that was signed for NFL QB, and it wasn't my QB. But my QB is very happy because Josh Allen signed a 4-year extension that's going to guarantee him, well, not guarantee him, but yeah, no, it's going to guarantee him about $150 million. And I think his annual salary is going to average $43 million, man. So yeah, what do you think of this contract for Josh Allen?
It's a 6-year, $258 million deal, and with $150 million of that guaranteed. I mean, dude's an MVP candidate. He's the best quarterback Buffalo's had since Jim Kelly. He's their best chance to keep putting them in the playoffs, and maybe one day if things fall the right way and they don't have to play the Kansas Cities and stuff of the world, maybe they can make a Super Bowl. But when you have a guy that comes in and does what he does, and you guys win games and win the division, I still think, to me, honestly, of course, it's a lot of money. But if that's the going rate of quarterbacks, then like you said, it just makes your boy happier. Because it's just like he has more numbers to compare to.
Right. And this is exactly the reason why the Ravens were trying to lock Lamar Jackson up as quickly as possible. I don't know what Lamar's actually holding out for. He's not represented. I think if he had an agent, he'd be signed by now. Because to me, I don't know how this guy's going to have more leverage than he has right now. So I wish he was signed. For his
any issues between the club and him?
No, there's no issues. He's just not represented. He doesn't have an agent. So he's just not in any hurry for whatever reason. But which I think he's taking a chance because he has great leverage right now. He's been an MVP. He's been to the playoffs 3 straight years. He won his first playoff game. You know what I mean? He hasn't suffered any serious injuries.
Yep.
His record is like 30-7 or something crazy like that as a starting QB. You know what I mean? Like, to me, I don't know if his leverage unless I don't know. I mean, how's his leverage going to be any higher right now? You know,
it's not going to be.
Yeah. So I wish he was signed, but I don't know what he's waiting. To me, the longer he waits, it's just, things could happen. You know what I mean?
The longer you wait, the more things could happen.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying.
Yeah, injury could happen or your performance could slip. You know what I mean? You might not make the playoffs this year. You know what I mean? So I feel like his leverage is highest right now, but he's in no hurry. I mean, they keep asking about his contract. He's like, "Nah, I'm just constant. I'm focused on football." So, and it's kind of hard to negotiate with someone who's their own agent and during the season. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You can't.
yeah,
It's
so
impossible.
yeah, so I don't know, but good for Josh Allen. You know, I mean, they're basically paying him off of 1 year for the most part. But hey, he's shown that he can improve, and I think he's only going to get better. So good for him, man. Good for him.
Yep.
All right, man. I want to talk about a sport. We don't talk too much on this show, but there's a lot of good things that happened this week in baseball.
Duh.
There was just a lot of good things there was some good things that happened this week. So I want to talk about what baseball got right this week and what baseball got wrong this week. Okay.
Yeah.
But let's start with Thursday. Thursday was awesome because we had the Yankees and the White Sox playing a Field of Dreams game. They were in Iowa, Hurt. They were playing baseball in an Iowa cornfield, Hurt. And it was freaking awesome, man. We had Kevin Costner come out. We had the players come out of the cornfield shaking Kevin Costner's hand. Dude, it was great. We had home runs disappearing in the cornfield.
Oh, that was great.
It was so cool, man.
I really wish the corn would throw the ball back. I was a little bit disappointed by that.
Yeah. It had a nice intimate feel to it. You know what I mean? The fans were into it. It was a great game. It ended with a walk-off. The Yankees lost. I mean, what more could you ask for with this game, Hurt? I mean, it was awesome, and I want to know.
Earl Jones. The only thing I missing was James Earl Jones' voice. Like, I wish he was an umpire during the game. You know, it was like,
yeah.
You know, just that would have been so cool, just having him narrate the game or something.
Yeah. So, should the Field of Dreams game be an annual event, Hurt?
You asked me this off air, I believe, and I was like, I don't know, but it's like the NHL has their little winter classic where it's an outdoor game somewhere in the world, not Florida or Arizona, of course, where they can have it. Should they have this every year? Would they have that? They need to have it more than the one time they had it, though. I don't know what would be the right thing to do. I don't even think they did a 3-game series, right? I think it was just that one game.
So here's what I'm thinking, and I could be completely wrong, but I'm thinking one of the reasons why they chose the White Sox is because it was in Iowa. So maybe it was I think it was a series, and they just continued the series in Chicago.
Yeah, but wasn't that in the movie as well?
Yeah, it was the White Sox and the Yankees. Yeah,
so you have to do that game first anyway.
Right, but what I'm saying is, they did because it was on a Thursday, so I think that was game one. Then they traveled back
to Chicago. Yeah,
Chicago. I'm assuming that's what happened.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't think they did the 3-game series there. I think it was just that one game.
Oh, right. No, they only did one game there.
Yeah. So, no, I think they need to do this game. Is it annual? If it's annual, you're going to have to include a Midwest team in every game, which is fine. No, just like Cubs, Mets, Cardinals would be great. I don't know how far Milwaukee is from there. But teams from that area who can kind of get there, and then the team that they're playing can get to, wherever the next game is, travel day back to, not too far, of course, back to whatever Midwestern city that, that the series is in is fine. But I think if they do it, I think it just needs to be a once-a-year thing.
Yeah, I'm with you. When I saw this game, I was like, we got to keep this thing going. And I saw this as as like you said, to me, it reminded me of the classic, in NHL
The Winter Classic, yeah.
Winter Classic, yeah. So I'm just looking at the logistics. Yeah, so Chicago and Iowa are not that. I mean, they're really close to each other.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, they're right there.
yeah, so I can yeah, I can see this doing an annual thing. 1 year it's the Cubs and 1 year it's the White Sox. You know what I'm saying? And that way every team eventually could play there. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So they'll just be Chicago home games and they do it once a year. So no, but I think
So
that'd be
well,
cool.
next year, say yeah, to be the Cubs, or I don't know how far Cincinnati is from there, or something like that. But yeah, any of those teams in that area is fine.
Yeah, I think it would work. It will work with looks like Milwaukee and Chicago the closest.
Yeah,
And actually St. Louis and Kansas City aren't that far away from it either.
okay.
But so yeah.
Yeah, but I think most of the people in Iowa are Chicago fans anyway. So not like there's a ton of people that can go to the game, but I do believe that it'd be fun to have your little throwbacks and go out there and play.
Yeah.
So I'm all for throwbacks.
Yeah, man, but I really enjoyed it, man. It was good. The only problem is I don't think it was marketed well.
Okay.
I don't. I think baseball has this problem where they just don't market their product well because I almost forgot about it.
Well, what if I told you
Mm-hmm.
that this game was the most watched regular season baseball game in 16 years?
Oh, okay.
So maybe it's because our teams suck. I don't know. But obviously, if this most watched game in 16 years, maybe they did the right thing. Maybe
Yeah,
it's
maybe. Yeah,
maybe I feel like maybe it's us. Maybe is it us? Is this like a Mike Trout situation?
no,
I'm the only one that just doesn't know. You know what I mean?
Like I said, I almost forgot about it. So
Yeah, but yeah, it was. I mean, I don't watch MLB Network. I really don't watch the NFL Network, to be honest with you. But I'll go to the NFL Network more than I would the MLB Network.
Mm-hmm.
I'm usually getting on the. I don't even know what the channel the game was on, but I think it was Fox, right? You were saying?
Honestly, I forgot what channel the game was on.
Yeah, so I knew it was happening this year. I just don't. Again, like you said, it just. But people remembered. I mean, if all these people watched it, and you have two big markets that are going to pay attention to this game.
Do you know how many people watched it?
No, I don't have that numbers.
Because I'm curious if more people watched it than than preseason football.
Oh, see, that would be tough. I don't because preseason football is still huge. So
yeah, it's great. Yeah, people love preseason football, and yeah, the stadium is 3.5 hours away from Chicago, so that's not bad. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is something that could definitely be done. All right, so let's talk about something else amazing that happened in baseball.
5.9 million viewers.
Yeah, preseason football probably got more than that. That's a shame.
It was across Fox and Fox Deportes.
Okay. Yeah, now I'm curious if you can find it. Let me know what the viewership was for Eagles. Pittsburgh. If you can find it, I'm just curious. But while you're looking for that, something amazing happened last night. This is so cool. So the Arizona Diamondbacks haven't had a lot to cheer about this year. They are the worst team in baseball at the moment because they have the same amount of wins as my team, the Orioles. But do you know who Tyler Gilbert is?
Yes, I do.
Who is Tyler Gilbert, Hurt?
He's a pitcher.
And he happened to have his major league debut last night.
Yes, he did.
But why are we talking about Tyler Gilbert, Hurt?
Well, there'll only be one reason why you would talk about a pitcher in his first start. One or two things had to have happened. And we both know which one it was.
This man picked a no-hitter.
A no freaking hitter.
In his first start.
And it was against the
San Diego.
Yeah, it was against a good team.
Yeah, I mean,
It wasn't like he was just playing or what was the Eagles Steelers? What day was that?
that was Thursday, the same night.
Oh, Thursday. Okay. I don't have any numbers yet. I'm still looking. But
Okay.
dude, your first freaking start. I mean, first of all, the only thing you can do now is go downhill unless you throw a freaking perfect game now.
Right.
It's nothing you can't ever. It's hard now to outdo yourself. You know what I mean? I mean, your first start no hitter, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah, you're never going to forget that.
And so I want to know, has that ever happened before? Now, back in 1991, there was a pitcher who faced the Orioles, Wilson Alvarez. I'll never forget it. He pitched a no-hitter. I know he was a rookie, but I don't think it was his first start. It might have been.
The dude who was
Oh, it was his second start. It was his second.
okay. Then he picture like the White Sox or something.
Yeah, yep. Wilson Alvarez. He pitched a no-hitter against us. Okay, I just looked it up. Yeah, it was his second start. Oh, and he's currently a pitching coach for the Orioles, Florida Coast League Orioles. Okay, all right.
All right.
So has this ever happened before?
I don't think so. I'm sure in the annals of baseball since 1874 or something, maybe the Cincinnati Redlegs, the Red Stockings had a pitcher. I don't even know, to be honest with you. But it's such a rare thing. But it got me excited. I was very happy, for the kid, and just to come out and I can't even imagine the pressure too. Just you don't have all these starts underneath your belt. It's your first start, and you're just pitching the gas enough that the other team's not hitting you. Man, listen, I know one thing. I'd probably be so done after that night. Like, I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to call my agent. I might retire. I might be out. Like, I can't top this. So.
And the cool thing was, because it was his first start, he had a lot of his family there. And they were in the stands going crazy and rooting him on. And that's so cool, man. You know what I mean? Like, that is just so cool. So cool.
But no, good for him, man. But I'm glad there's some good stories because both our teams are struggling. My team went from first to third.
Yeah, I saw the Mets only, 2 or 3 games above 500 now, man.
Dude, we were like one game above 500. Luckily, we played the Nationals. But now we got the Dodgers, the Giants, think the Padres. We play the Red Sox and the Yankees. So we're playing all these good teams these next 2 weeks. So we're done. And we're like, it's over. And the DeGrom's not coming back till September. So unless we can kind of hold on a little bit, it's going to be tough. I mean, we've been giving the Dodgers a good run, but we can't hold on to the lead. So all that matters is how the game ends, and we haven't been winning. So I've just been it's been kind of sucky.
Okay.
And we've been playing that way, but yeah, I don't have any raw numbers yet.
Okay, well, I was just curious.
Yeah, but I'm sure that it was pretty high.
Yeah. All right, so
for a baseball game, to be honest, 5.9 million is great.
Yeah.
16 years, no one's watching a regular baseball game, but for 5.9, I think, and that's something they need to build off of.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I got another baseball story.
Cool.
And tell me, Hurt, what's wrong with this picture?
That's not what they're gonna do. That's not.
What?
No, first of all, that's not Cleveland's thing, right?
What's wrong with that picture, Hurt?
A lot. First of all, I was going to say Cleveland Guardians. Did you draw that this weekend? I mean, I don't know what that is, and that's better not be their logo for next season.
You don't know what that is? I'll tell you what it is, Hurt. That's the Cleveland Guardians roller derby team, yo. How in the heck did they not know that there was a Cleveland Guardians roller derby squad?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of good roller derby squads across America.
What?
Didn't you watch roller derby as a kid?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Dude, they had like a weekly show. I used to love it. Oh my god, roller derby is the best.
I'm just so confused, yo. They come out with this name, but they didn't. They couldn't even do a simple Google search to find out that there was already a team in Cleveland called.
Is there an issue now with the name?
Yes, there's issues, but they yes. And I just want to know how in the heck did the Indians? Yes, the Indians. How did they botch this? Like now they're in a legal battle with this roller derby team. They've already filed trademarks and use their logo and stuff. This team already existed. Like I just don't understand how you can botch something like this. Well, all it takes is a simple search on this thing. I don't know if they know this, but we have this thing called the internet, Hurt, where there are these search engines on the internet. There's this company called Google. You may have heard of it, but they're not the only one.
I said the U.S. trademark was applied by the roller derby squad on July 27th, 4 days after the baseball team announced it would be changing its name of the ball club to that in 2022.
Yeah. The team already existed, though.
But so the trademark application for a team on skate cover. Oh, the trademark application for the team on skates covers bumper stickers, koozies, bottles, jerseys, tank tops, socks, shorts. That's crazy.
Well, that might be an expensive mistake.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess if you looked at it, if they were smarter, they should have applied for the trademark before announcing the name. You know what I mean? Instead of doing, because obviously the roller derby team didn't have it, so they did it 4 days after. So they should have been like, let's do this first, get through the legalities, and then we'll announce the name instead of doing it backwards. But
yeah,
wow, that's crazy.
No, I just thought that was funny, man.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. They gotta have a battle in this legal battle with the roller derby squad, but I don't know, man. But speaking of botched things, botched negotiations, I want to move to the NBA real quick because I want to know, did Dennis Schroeder fire his agent?
Or did he have an agent? First of all, someone's going to give you, not only somebody, one of the premier franchises in all of basketball. The Celtics, there's the Lakers, the Miami Heat, Knicks, Bulls, Golden State now. There's so many Clippers. There's so many teams who are big franchises in basketball. And one of them offered you a deal to play with one of the best players in basketball. And they offered you 4 years, $84 million. And I don't think you remembered who you were exactly or who you are. But I feel like you looked in the mirror and saw Kevin Durant when you should have saw Dennis Schroeder. Or you should have saw yourself. 4 years, and I get it. 4 years, $84 million to basketball players may not be a lot, but it should be a lot to Dennis Schroeder. I'm not dissing the man. I'm not saying he's not worthy of a bigger contract in his eyes, because a lot of basketball players get paid good money. They might not be as good as him, maybe. But from where you went to and where you're at now, where you had to sign a 1-year deal for $5.9 million with the Celtics, dude, again, they're not saying this hasn't happened before, because it has. Players have turned down big money only for them to get less. But I feel like it's going to make me sound like I'm ripping on the guy. I'm trying not to. But you're Dennis Schroeder. Who are you? Like, seriously, you're not a superstar. You're not a superstar. The season, especially the season you had last season, was terrible. But you're not a superstar. Like, maybe his ego's a little bit inflated. I don't know, man. But
don't you think he's worth more than $5.9 million now?
Not now. Nope. Right now, he's worth $5.9 million.
I know, but I would have thought, okay, he's not an 84
he could have been $21 million.
I know he's not an $84 million player, but he's not a $5.9 million player. I mean, he is, but I don't think he is.
Like, look, okay, is he Kawhi Leonard?
No.
All right, Kawhi just got a 4-year, 176 max deal. He's not a max guy. Even so, if you cut that in half, that comes out to like 84.
Yeah, I know that, but I would have thought he would have at least got like around 10 million for like a year.
Well, maybe because at this point he was one of the last free agents to sign.
Well, yeah,
all the money's gone.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. He had no leverage, but
none. He had zero leverage.
Yeah,
zero. Even during the season, when I heard he turned that down, I was like,
yeah, because I think we even talked about it.
We did, because I was like, you turned down $84 million? Maybe if they offered it for 10 years, okay, it's a little insulting. But 4 years, $84 million? Like, again, who are you? Who are you? That whole thing really perplexed me. Like, I would look in the mirror and know that my name's Kevin Hurt, not Kevin Durant, not Kevin Love, not Kevin Garnett, whoever. 4 years,
Kevin Hurt, not Kevin Hart. Okay.
I would sit there and be like, you know what? 4 years, $84 million, 21 a year. I think I'm good. Now, you know what? I'm turning this down. We'll get more money in free agency. No, you're not. Because again, who are you?
So I'm just curious, how much money did he think he was going to get? You know what I mean?
That's what I'm like, did he think he's going to get like 5 years? Because, all right, so it's 21 a year, right? So you're thinking 5 years, one something, the same amount, maybe more years? I don't know. I mean, he's young. He's 27. I don't know.
Yeah, but he's been on like 6 teams.
His salary for 2020 was $15.5 million.
Oh.
And now you're going to get $5.9 million.
Ugh. Should have took. Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking. I mean, you're still getting a raise. Like, what was he thinking?
I don't know.
Wow. Well, those are some of the horror stories when some people, they bet on themselves and win. Joe Flacco, Dak Prescott. Sometimes you bet on yourself and your hand's just not that good, Hurt.
But who are you?
Yeah. He's a piece. And I'm not. I don't even know if he's a really good piece at this point. So I don't know. Well, lessons learned.
Oh yeah, definitely by him.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta learn things the hard way. So
I'm not saying 5.9 is something to sneeze at, but it is for an NBA player.
Yeah, that's not a lot of money, man. Especially so you could have had a 25% raise, but instead you've had like you've had a decrease, like a 75% decrease. That's crazy. All right.
Yeah, all right, we're talking about math. We got to change the subject because my head's starting to hurt.
All right, man. Well, we are going to change the subject because we're done with our sports topics this week, Hurt. But
No, we are not. We have one more left. I don't know how I know you don't watch it, but since I watch it and I love it, we got to talk about college football.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot you wanted to talk about that.
Yeah,
I totally forgot.
You can carry
Yeah, so what's going on?
So, in the world of Oklahoma and Texas joining the SEC in the future, and I said it on this show, I felt like the other conferences needed to do something because they're going to get left out of everything. Because the SEC is going to have this super conference, and the marketing and the money they're going to make is going to be ridiculous. So last week, I read that the Pac-12 and the Big Ten had a meeting because they do every year because of the whole Rose Bowl, thing. But they included the ACC in the discussions after they had their Rose Bowl discussions to discuss about forming an alliance, likely built around scheduling, but possibly other areas. Now, I don't know what scheduling means. Maybe like USC plays a game against Ohio State plays Clemson. I don't know. But they need to do something in order to combat this juggernaut known as the SEC. Like I said it back then, and I say it today. They all need to do even the Big. Luckily, the Big Ten knows that even if they're second, they're a distant second. You know what I mean? And there's potentially more money out there for them if they do something with the ACC, because that and the Pac-12, because that of course all those teams in all those areas have something to do with Notre Dame. So if you can add Notre Dame into the mix, because they have rivalries with everybody in each conference, I think that's best off for everybody. And that's the only way they can combat this SEC thing. So what are your feelings about the alliance forming, so to speak?
You know what? I'm glad you put it that way because I like that. I like the fact that they're looking to have, like you said, an alliance rather than a merger. So the conferences stay independent, but they work together to do creative scheduling. I like that. I think that's cool. You know what I mean? But rather than become one super conference, you're still three, but we're going to work together to get ideal matchups every year. I like that. I think that's smart. I mean, yeah, you got to do something. I mean, you can't just like you said, you can't just let the SEC take everything over.
So that's what they're doing.
Yeah. But I'm certainly down with that. Now, if this happens though, and you brought up a good point, what does happen with the Big Ten? You know what I mean? They have 14 teams.
Yeah.
Could they survive on their own? Because they still have a pretty good conference. Would they have to add like a couple more teams, or do you think they're still good?
You think the Big Ten's going? No, Big Ten's not going to add any more. There's no other teams that really fit their geographic profile. The only team that would fit that would go there would, of course, be Notre Dame. But then Notre Dame's Notre Dame. But all their other sports are tied up in the ACC anyway, so they wouldn't go to the Big Ten. The Big Ten's not adding any Big 12 schools. Like I said, there's none of them that fit a profile that they care about. They don't care about Oklahoma State. No one cares about the state of Kansas at all.
Yeah.
So it's, or Baylor or Texas Tech or West Virginia. So, yeah, I think this is their best bet. Now, in reading that, they said the Big 12 is not currently included in any discussions. They're the ones that's going to be screwed. Like their conference is falling apart. Well, I'm sorry. It is apart because those two teams are leaving. Those teams are going to be on their own, scrambling to try to do the best that they can.
Ugh.
And that's going to be tough. So I don't know if they're going to try to join other conferences or maybe even join a AAC or something, get that a little bit bigger profile just to have a home. But, I still wouldn't be caring about those Baylor Central Florida games, let's say. those UCF games or USF, against Texas Tech, still not exciting. But, yeah, but it's crazy. It's crazy out there.
Yeah, man, it's a whole new world out there in college football, man, and it's pretty much
But
gonna
it's
be
good.
survival of the fittest, man.
Yeah, but I like you said, I like the alliance. I don't want mergers. I don't want teams leaving because it's going to leave the smaller teams out. Like the Northwesterns and the places like that. And I would rather just keep an alliance. I think it'll work out better. So, all right, what we got now?
All right, man. Well, we've been talking about movies for the past 20 some odd weeks, it seems like. And we also been talking about TV shows as they come up. More specifically Disney Plus TV shows, Marvel Cinematic Universe shows. And we had the premiere of What If this week. We both watched it. I want to know your thoughts, man. What'd you think of What If? This week's episode was What If
Agent Carter.
Yeah.
Got the super soldier serum meant for Captain America.
Yeah.
Or meant for
Steve Rogers.
Yeah, Steve Rogers, thank
you. Yeah.
I liked it. It is a whole different take on everything. It was good. I love the animation. The voices, the people. I love the whole thing. I'm a cartoon guy, so you really can't go too wrong unless you try to kidify stuff. But I really did like it. I like how they pulled it off. The story was cool. And again, it's a what if. So I'm not sitting here looking at it like, I'm saying not taking it seriously, but this is obviously like it could be an alternate timeline where, maybe on another planet, you and I, or it could be superheroes. You know what I mean? It's It's a what if, or we have our own radio show. Or maybe you're the Howard Stern of Black radio. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and it could be any of those things. So I'm not saying I'm not taking it seriously, but I'm looking at it as this is what this is. Someone was like, you know what? What if this happened? Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm totally fine with it.
And it was cool. So there were two things going in that I said had to be good. Number one, first of all, animation. I'm big on animation style. That's just the artist in me. So I really look for really good animation and also good story. And this had both of it. I really like the animation style. And like you said, what really helps was that these were the voices from the cast in the actual cast in the MCU. I believe next week we're going to get Black Panther. We're going to get Chadwick Boseman, and I think this was the very last thing he did before his untimely death. But no, man, I love the animation in it, and the story was good. Like, so, all right, we knew going in, okay, that Agent Carter was going to be, Captain Carter, but how do you handle Steve Rogers? And I love the way they handled Steve Rogers, man. It was so cool, man.
Yeah, they made that Tony's dad, made like a kind of like an Ironmonger or a Hydra Stomper or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Hydra Stomper, yeah.
Yeah, to the thing with the Tesseract in it.
Yeah.
I mean, that was perfect. I know he's not on here today, but Dan hated it. He didn't like the story. He said Agent Carter had anger issues.
She was awesome, yo.
I was like, anger issues? I was like, first of all, she was disrespected every 5 seconds.
Right.
That one dude was like, you're not meant to fight. What are you doing here? You know what I mean? Like, it was just so many. So she went out there and proved that she belonged. She didn't have anger issues. I'm like, what the heck's wrong with you?
Yeah, and those action scenes where her fighting were freaking awesome.
Yeah, and again, now I don't know what Red Skull was thinking about. Hey, let me bring this huge Kraken-like octopus here, because obviously it didn't work out well for him.
Right.
That's for someone who's as smart as he is, that's a really bad plan.
Yeah.
I don't know if you thought you had control over it or something. So that was the only little plot hole that I had an issue with, was just I'm not getting some wild animal coming through a portal.
Yeah.
thinking
Yeah.
I'm going to control it. So, but it is what it is. But yeah, I liked it, man. I enjoyed it. And it's short. It's like 20 minutes. Like I said, it was a good story. They kept the little romance up. Howard Stark was hilarious. Bucky, everybody.
Yeah.
No, it was just a really, really good story. No, I definitely did enjoy it. And I like the premise of it.
Yes.
I did.
Yeah, can't wait to see next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna see T'Challa.
Yeah, I can't, and I'm glad they even use Killmonger in one of these. Like, I really can't see how. Like, I want to see how they use him.
Yeah.
With Tony, like that's just a two different worlds to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I want to see how they come about.
Yeah.
So, but I'm definitely looking forward to Wednesday.
All right.
So, but next week we start our 80s series. Our 1980s series. I wish we're gonna have a graphic. Putting all this pressure on you because everybody knows that I can't make those things. So we're gonna have a graphic next week.
We may have a graphic next week.
All right, folks. You know what? Because we love you guys, we're gonna have a graphic next week. We're gonna have a cardboard. We're gonna have some. We're gonna hold it up. It's gonna say 1980 something because that's how the 80s were. It was all boxy and a little bit. So we may have a 1980s. If I can hold it straight, and then some cheesy music that I'll sing every time I do it. It's like think about it. It's like the toys that made it. The toys that made us.
Well, speaking of cheesy music, I mean, that's kind of what we're talking about next week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're gonna do our top 10 theme songs from the 1980s.
Yes.
And that's for our TV shows.
Yes.
So I can't wait for this. This is a Brian Kevin list, not a separate list, not a together list like we had in our movies. So this is just how we felt. I mean, because in the 80s were great. Of course, 80s has some issues. We're gonna have so many subtopics besides what we're gonna do here. But this is gonna be a lot of fun. And I love the 80s. Probably one of my favorite decades because I was still a kid.
Yep.
So yeah, you can't beat that. 90s is so because I grew up, but the 80s you can't beat the 80s, man. So I can't wait to do that. And we're starting that next week with really cool graphics that may be drawn on paper. So you got anything else, man?
Nope, that's it, man.
Yeah, well, we're good. We actually got a nice little convenient show today.
Yeah.
And the Premier League started this weekend, by the way. So everybody, please tune in to the Premier League and La Liga and support your local soccer clubs.
Go Newcastle. They better be beating West Ham right now.
You just see them in the background. Is that what it is?
Go Newcastle.
Oh my gosh! You know what their nickname is?
What?
The Magpies.
Man.
Which is basically what I call your team. So I mean, it's like a correlation. It's like Heckle and Jekyll and the same thing, right? Edgar and Allan. So, but everybody, thank you for tuning in. NYMD Podcast, StreamYard. Follow us, of course, on YouTube, and of course, we're on can't get it out. Facebook, IG, and Twitter. And of course, you can follow us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, wherever you find podcasts. We'll find the NYMD Podcast. Everybody, stay safe, and we will see you next week. Holla.
Thank you.